Everybody's trials and struggles, they come in different forms and fashions. When I was in 5th grade, my family moved to Alabama, and it was winter break. It was the first time I've ever seen snow. And I had a very abusive stepfather. And this was just one of the points to where I came home from school, the last day of school before winter break, and I walk in the front door, and I still remember my mother's face. She just looked at me and told me to run. So I did. I dropped my book bag and I ran. For the next few weeks, I slept under a bridge by myself, a 5th grader. I lived off of lemonade and sugar cookies for weeks. As unfavorable as those situations may be, you can still find peace or some kind of good in everything. And I remember, still as clear as today, laying under the bridge in the freezing cold in the snow, and I would just watch the calmness of the Gulf. And it was peaceful, because that was more of a home than where I was currently living. I joined the military at 17. I was incredibly young. I chose the military over college. I was young, arrogant, wanted to honestly make the Olympics quicker. I chose the infantry. This was in 2004, at the peak of the war that we're still currently engaged in. I'm the only surviving member for my squad. It's more than just a squad. These were people that I grew up with, that I trained with, that I lived with. You can't go fishing anymore because you and your best friend would go fishing all the time. And now when you go fishing, that's all you think of. You think of your best friend and roommate, Tony, who's no longer here. It's incredibly difficult. That was my first taste of what post-traumatic stress was going to be like for me. It messes with you mentally and emotionally. I didn't feel worthy enough to be alive. So every day before work, I would put a bullet in a chamber of a .38, spin, and put the barrel in my mouth. In an odd form, going to prison did that for me. I know it's very odd. Not many people will ever tell you that going to prison helped save their life. But if it weren't for going to prison, I would probably be dead. I probably would have gotten one of the bullets, and that would have been it. I wanted to continue my education. I knew I wanted to be an English major. So I applied at USF, and I was denied. I was denied by our university because I was a convicted felon. Luckily, I made friends with a lot of professors from SPC, and they immediately called USF, and they gave, kind of character references, and within a day, I was accepted into USF. And that's where it all started. That's the first step towards where I'm at now. I took school very seriously. I worked very hard. I tried to maintain a high GPA. I basically lived in the library, in the tutoring center, in the self-help center. Two years later, I was graduating with my bachelor's degree in English as USF's most outstanding graduate student. I In my time at USF, I decided I wanted to play baseball. I broke the school record in stolen bases with 6 in a game. My work ethic and my perseverance was noticed, to where I was incredibly honored and privileged to try out for many professional clubs, including the Yankees. It was a great chapter in my life.
Come here.
I am a single father of an amazing 4-year-old son. His name is Corbin Gabriel. I was not expecting to have him, but I'm incredibly happy that I did. He's completely changed my life. The relationship that you have with your child is unlike any other. So silly as it may be, one of the things that I've always tried to do is to incorporate whether it's a quote or a saying, a belief, a mantra in your mind every day when you wake up. Something positive, something that's going to help drive you. And for me, it's typically the same one. It's don't see the world as it appears to be. Rather, see it as what it could be. And when you wake up and that's the first thing that you have in your mind, the world is yours for the changing, hopefully for the better.